What's going on, HYP Productions family, man? We are here. It is time, man. I don't have my co-host with me right now, my boy Freeway. You know, he had to do some family business, but we still, you know, the show must go on, you know what I'm saying? So I got, you know, very special guest in here, you know, my boy Q Slade, man, Clint Slade. You know, we go way back. This is definitely long awaited, you know what I'm saying? Long awaited interview, man. Definitely got to get him in here to share his story. So without further ado, I'm going to just let him introduce yourself, man. So you just, you know, let the people know who you are, what you do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so my title is IBN Darrell, you know what I'm saying? That means I'm the son of my mother. I go by the author name Darrell Q Slade. I'm the author of The Alarm Clock, Book of Rhymes, and The Science of Distribution. It's my latest release right here. And we just in changing the narrative for our community, for the TRAFO and all surrounding hoods across America, neighborhoods across America, our people, you know, changing the narrative for our people with our penmanship, you know what I mean? Like, me and Hoodie went to school together, so it's like, when we was in high school, nobody told us to go out and write books, you know what I mean? It was rap, trap, go to the league for us, like, but when I started putting the pen to the paper, I was like, dang, I'm actually able to ink my soul on these pages. You feel me? It was an outlet for me. And like, going to Winston State, you know, it kind of pushed me. I had a desire to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't know with what. But when I put the pen to the paper, I didn't know I was becoming an entrepreneur. But then I tied the two together, and then that's kind of like how we, you know, literally here today, you feel me? So it's like, that's
for sure.
That's just a little bit about me.
Word. So, you know, first I'm gonna go ahead and get into Wayman questions first, since he's not here, you know what I'm saying? So his question was, you know, as far as you being an author and everything, how do you get around, or how do you overcome your writer's block, as they say, you know what I'm saying? Like, or have you ever even experienced it yourself?
Yeah, it's really, I think I heard Lauryn Hill say something, she, in that MTV Unplugged, where she was explaining her creativity and her craft, and she said she had to go live. You feel me? Like, when I wrote The Alarm Clock, I had already lived, like, you know what I mean? Me losing my mom at 14 years old. I released The Alarm Clock when I was 22, so that's like, what, like almost 10 years later, you know what I mean? So it's like I had to live through that, you know what I mean? And then all of the obstacles that came with that, I actually lived that. So, and again, I didn't know no outlet. I didn't know, like, that was counseling to me. Cause like, when I first lost my mom, like, they was telling me, like, you need to go to counseling. They put me in counseling, and I'm like, these people can't relate to me. Couldn't nobody relate to me, cause can't nobody relate to your mother. You gonna talk to your mother like you don't talk to nobody else.
Yeah,
so it's like,
sure.
For her to be gone, it's like, it made it hard to replace. But for me, that, like, and then too, when you in school, like even in college, they got a structured format for you to write in, like APA. I actually got a poem, Book of Rhymes, my second book. It opened up with APA formats. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not writing in APA formats. We writing in our own formats, and I didn't know that we could do that. I'm like, so writing was boring because it's like they structuring how we supposed to write. Yeah, they not letting me actually get creative with the shit. You feel what I'm saying? But so you put that pain together with that creativity, and then you take it and you mix it with literature, and that's kind of like how I overcome writer's block. And when it do come, I don't trip on it. I'm like, you know, now not my time to put nothing on the page. Like, when it's my time, it's gonna come. So
you don't even really believe in it as a whole. Like, it's like, you know, it's not really writer's block. It's just not meant for nothing to be.
It can't be forced. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It's not like, I'm not writing books for commerce, like, you know what I mean? It is commerce, but it's not like, I'm not doing it for the money. So it's kind of like I'm working on stuff now that probably won't release for like 10 years because it's like, I'm just gonna live my life. I'm not like, man, no, we gotta put these books out every year. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's kind of like, you know, how I challenge, like, anybody that write, don't run from the writer's block. Don't, you know, embrace it, you know what I mean? It's just not your time right now to you know, put the pen to the paper. But when that time comes, it's gonna come like a lightning strike. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. It definitely, timing is everything, yo. And I like how you look at it more as a passion instead of like, of course, everybody, we all want to make a living. You know, we all want to do good and be successful and have that, you know, to provide for our family, bro. But, you know, if you're not passionate about something, bro, like, it's not going to click. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be what you love doing. You're not going to want to get up every day and do it, you know? So that's really how we got this started too, though, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I ask people who not, like, don't have a direction, because you already got your sense of direction. That's why I've been wanting to get you on here, you feel me? But people who don't really have no direction or where they want to go, I always ask them, like, what are you passionate about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you really love doing, regardless on rain, sleet, or snow, what's going on, you know what I'm saying, what the weather's like, or what's going on in the economy, what can you get up every day and do, you know, and love doing it. And I feel like that's what people need to go towards, you know. That's how I'm ended up doing the sports podcast and sneakers and all that, because it's like, I really love doing it, but it's like, you know, let me try to put it out there so other people can see it's not hard, bro. You know, it's not hard to just do it, you know, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know.
And then like too, you know, just looking at it from a viewer standpoint, like, you know, we grew up watching ESPN every morning, so it's like, if you're doing the coverage, and I'd rather watch you do it, but like, it's literally that simple. Like, I'm just one person, but it's like, if my homie covering the sports analysis, I'm gonna go to his page and watch it as much as I watch, you know, Stephen A. Smith. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it's a lot of people out there. Like, you know, I want to give a shout out to Sabir Bey. His radio, you know, he go live every single day, and so I watch. He's like CNN for the hood. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, and he's actually traveling places, like going over to Europe and Spain, and he's been to Turkey, like showing us like that our history go far back, further than slavery. So like, you know, shout him out. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we are the original journalists, the podcasters, like, you know. And it's like, then we was talking yesterday, it's like, it can be done. We just gotta do it. Like, even with me writing books, it's like, I'm one of the few authors from the city, but like, if this was 700, 1500 years ago, that was a common thing. Everybody had books, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just bringing that culture back, you know what I mean? For sure.
Definitely got to change that narrative, man. So as far as your first book goes, you feel me? Like, what goes into the real inspiration behind that? Like, the real deal behind, like, all right, this is what my first book is gonna be.
I always say, like, I like, you know, like when we was in high school, bro, growing up, I didn't say like, I'm gonna go write a book and then I'm gonna be a New York Times bestseller. It wasn't like that. Like, when I went to Winston, one of the first books I read my freshman year was Terrence J. of My Mother's Wisdom, and that was like, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't even reading back then. You feel what I'm saying? And so like, when I read that, I got really inspired. Not necessarily to write a book. I didn't, like, that was like a foreign object to me. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's like magic to produce a book. But my homie, Chinameza, he's from Nigeria. And so like, they come from a complete different background. Like, when he was at Winston with me, he was on a whole nother mission. And so like, that's what really kind of like, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur going into college, but seeing him actually beat me to the punch really like shifted my inspiration. Like, we would be running around the city, meeting with people. We got contract deals with Asai Seafood, with Man. You know, Man's still on and popping over there. You know what I'm saying?
That's my spot.
That's Lockland Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's my spot. That's really the only spot we got for real. Like,
man, I'm telling you, like, they asked us, listen, man.
Lord.
Hey, and that credit go.
That shit legendary.
I'm telling you. Yeah. But like, we back in the day, we got like discounts for the student populace at Winston-Salem State University. So that was like the hustle we was on. And then cuz fucked around and dropped the book. Yeah. And then like, with African culture, like, everybody came out to his book signing, like all of his people from Nigeria.
Man, support.
Like, they, you know what I'm saying? They got a whole community. Like, they was throwing ones and dancing. And I was in Alabama at the time, with my fraternity, you know what I mean? So I wasn't able to make it, but he was showing me the videos and he was like, now you do it. I was like, oh. I'm like, Doug, like, I can't write no book, bro, like, what?
Yeah.
But he was like, nah, because I know your story, because we done rolled in the car together, we done hustled and bustled together, like, I know your story. He's like, you got a message that somebody need to hear, and, like, you know, just overcoming high school, because, like, I don't know if you know, but when I first transferred from North to Reagan, like, I got kicked off the football team. Like, my GPA was low. Like, they was like really expecting me to fail because of the stereotype of coming from the North Side. Shout out to the North Side.
Yeah, shout out
coming
to the
from the North Side, like they try to criminalize us in the high school. So like it was a lot.
Poptown is a whole different, bro. That shit is like night and day. You know, and it's literally down the streets. But like going to Reagan and going to North is literally like night and day.
Exactly. Sure. So it's like I was under like a lot of pressure. So it's like when I graduated, I'm like, damn, I didn't think I was gonna graduate. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know how it is growing up in the city. You don't think I didn't even think I was gonna make it to graduation. Like something just starting off, but like my junior year, I'm like, I gotta change my mindset. I gotta get around different people who actually trying to get into college. Like, that's what I had to get it from myself. It came from within, you feel me? But knowing that and knowing that I could put that on paper, it's kind of like what paralleled the inspiration for the book. Like, so when he told me that and I actually seen him do it, it made me like confident. Like, yeah, nigga, you can do this shit, bro. Like, so for the next Naga, you can do this shit. You can really put something out there in the ethers that can last. My book is in this library. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the library is a customer. You know what I mean? So we talking business, we talking wealth. It's like, don't just look at your family not gonna support you, your friends not gonna support you, but the libraries will. And the libraries are by multiple because there's multiple libraries in the city. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was giving me them nuggets. So here he is, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had to go first to show that it can be done, as opposed to saying that, oh, if you write a book, you can put it in the library. Like, no, it's already done. These shit's in Atlanta. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this
is all over. And once you put that ink on this paper, man, this is forever. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Forever.
These shits right here,
for sure,
with the gold stamp, you can only get them in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? At Madu Bookstore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta actually go to the Southwest Atlanta to get these joints. You feel me? Like, but it can be done. It's a process. Like, that shit didn't happen overnight. They actually had to read my joint. Like, the wisest council in Atlanta, the elders from our people had to read this joint before they approved it, before they stamped and sealed it. So you can only get the stamp joints in Atlanta. You could get the rest of them from us. But I'm like, you know, if you want to travel to Atlanta, pull up to the Madu Bookstore. And don't just get my books. Get J. Rogers' books. Get Drusilia Dungy Houston books. You know what I'm saying? Get Francis Cress Wilson books. Get Infodisi Jahutimus books. You know what I'm saying? So it's really bigger. I'm just like a small fish in a big-ass pond of, you know what I'm saying, continuing the legacy of the authors that came before us and shit.
Knowledge is the strongest thing we got, man.
No doubt.
So tell me about the books that you chose to bring outside of yours.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, this one right here, this is a rare book. You can get this here in this library. It's called Paths Towards Freedom. And, like, again, it's rare. It's talking about how it's linking. You know how every black person be like, you got a little bit of Cherokee in you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So, but this book actually break it down. Like, we actually is the indigenous population, and this book talks about the tribes that was like, see, what we got to understand is like, what we thinking is gang and gang culture actually derives from tribe culture. So before it was gangs, we were tribes. You feel what I'm saying? Free Larry Hoover. But like, this book right here talks about the Indians who was in where we at, this territory, the Catawba, the Yadkin River Basin, you know what I'm saying, prior to the Moravians coming here. And so this was published in 1976 by let me see, who published, this is illustrations by James Ernestine Huff, and let me see, let's see who published this. The North Carolina State University at Raleigh, 1976, the Center for Urban Affairs. And so, like, again, you're not getting this off Amazon, because that's a wealth, like, this is real work, you know what I'm saying? And again, like, with the Indians, a lot of the Indians during segregation didn't subscribe to, the civil rights movement. They said, we want to stay segregated. We're not trying to integrate. We got our own institutions. We got our own university. Like, they talk about in here, Pembroke University was started by the original Nagas from North Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's a wealth of history in here. So, like, you actually got to, like, real researchers got to go to the library. We just asked them. They got them here in the library, but you can't get this on the network. Like, I think it's posted, like, this joint, like, stacked on, like, eBay. You feel me? And up, like, so this is, like, a rare book that my mother passed down to me, like, after she transitioned. She still, you know what I'm saying, be, around the block and shit.
Yeah, for sure. That's love though. That's definitely history though. I'm gonna have to check that out myself.
No doubt. Now this one right here, Hoodie, this one is talking. You can flip through it if you want to.
Right here, Winston-Salem, man.
It's
history. I'm gonna definitely zoom in on that.
All families gotta have that joint. Everybody that's from the trade, y'all gotta get that. That's by Frank Torresi. It's not even written by our people, but it go in on our people.
Yeah, and see, you know what? I learned a lot, just about Winston just over time anyway, dealing with falling in love with black culture and stuff like that. Following Tariq Nasheed and, Dr. Umar and people like that, and realized that we had the first black bus company in North Carolina. Durham was really like, the Black Wall Street, you know what I'm saying? And really like bro, like that was crazy to me, bro, to learn that.
For sure, man. This my brother book right here. We actually go in on that, like,
word.
See, we got, like, they was mentioned in the Jet magazine.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Happy Hill, you know what I'm saying?
Only, let me see this.
Yes, sir. So, like,
that's lit. I definitely have to get that in there. Definitely.
Shout out to my brother Carlos, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, he got people from Chicago reading that, like,
Happy Hill Gardens.
Yes,
that's lit though.
Yes, sir.
That's lit, man.
And so, like, Happy Hill, before it was Happy Hill, was actually Liberia. And we've done research, like my publishing company, No More Suits, we've done research in Happy Hill. Like, they actually asked us to come out to the community centers. My grandma, she on the board, the neighborhood board, like, because grandmas run everything.
Yeah, they orchestrate everything.
Y'all think the mayor's running stuff, but it's really your grandma, because I'm pretty sure everybody watching this, they grandma either on the 14th Street committee board, they on the planning board, they go to the planning board, like, so
they go to the city council meetings and all that. Yeah, exactly. They're really involved in the community.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, we was doing research, and Happy Hill is what I call an ancient village.
Word.
Before it was Happy Hill, it was called Liberia. And the interesting thing, like, from my research, actually talking to Liberians, the Liberian organization of the Piedmont, and different people, historians from the city, Liberia was called Liberia before it was called Liberia over there in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So our Africa is right here.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying? Our village, we be going over to Africa to do the research, but, like, where I'm at with it, Doug, is, like, just doing the research right here.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I be on that, man. I be talking to my folks about it, man. Like, I feel like North Carolina itself, bro, has a great base for whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? We got hoopers here. We got, we got singers here. We got everything here. You know what I'm saying? And if you can grow here, bro, I feel like you can grow anywhere, bro. For real, like, because, like, it's so much history here. My grandparents stay in this neighborhood called Stonewall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stonewall actually back in the day used to be like native grounds, and so it's like actually burial grounds back there. Like, people have been buried back there, some Native Americans and or your Cherokee folk. You know what I'm saying? And like my granddad is the head of the neighborhood committee. And they be having meetings and doing all that, and he got me to research, man, and I seen that, and it was just crazy to see. And they named all the streets after, like, old wars and stuff like that. Chickamauga,
My daughter was born in the Chickamauga village in
Yeah,
Tennessee.
man, Bull Run, all that, man.
Wow.
After Native American,
Man.
yeah, man. So that's real. It's real crazy though, man. Like that's why you always been my dog,
Man,
bro, for sure.
So some drop on the Chickamauga. They warrior chief was Dragon Canoe,
Word.
and he went from North Carolina.
Yeah.
He came from North Carolina, and he went over into like the Chattanooga area. And what they did was they was forming what's called a Pan-Indian coalition.
Word.
And so he tribed up with my mama tribe from Louisville. So just look at it like this, from like the street perspective. It's like the streets was the tribe.
Yeah.
And so you think Louisville, one of the most dangerous cities in the. So imagine them tribing up with Chattanooga, which is another dangerous city, and them tribing up with the Trefo, which is, we know, another dangerous city. And we was going to war literally with that's what the American Revolution was about. And so like Dragon Canoe was like the head of like all of that. And then like you got Tecumseh, who came down. He was from the Shawnee tribe up in Ohio, and he went down the Ohio River, came down and connected with the Chickamauga. And the Chickamauga was called a faction of the Cherokee.
Yeah.
And what happened was, it was a treaty that was signed near Chattanooga, 1835. And people, I don't know if you heard about like the $5 Indians, like
I have.
The watered down Indians. Those who were signing the treaties with the United States.
Yeah.
But see, when that was going on, that's when the real Chickamauga or Cherokee was like, nah, this is where we gonna cut the ties at.
Yeah.
And so like the revolution was about that. Like, no, y'all sold our lands off without us knowing. You sold my grandma's house without my grandma knowing, and you were saying that you came from my grandma. That's, putting it in label terms.
Yeah.
So it was popping off, and so that's what them wars have been about, and still is about. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Like to this day,
That's
like
a fact.
But we back, we here. You know what I'm saying? Like we know who we are. We having these conversations. We tribing up for commerce, and we building generational wealth. That's really what it's all about. And then we restoring the land of our mothers and our fathers, and treating it the way it's supposed to have been treated. It's Deuteronomy 11 in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all could read that, but that's really what we live in right now. Deuteronomy 11 and Revelations 21 and 22. Those chapters, like. That's just really, where we at. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah, bro. And it's crazy how much, like you said, like the history of everything, and like how, the person who they named this building after and things like that. And like I told you when we was on the phone, and I helped put this building up here.
You the brick mason.
You know what I'm saying? Like I helped put this building up here, so it's like,
and that's
it's just
so
crazy.
story.
Yeah, man, how things just circle back around for us to be in here, because this is my first time being in here since it's been up. Like I have not been here. When I was in here, it was nothing but pillars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just a concrete slab for real. And it was a couple floors built, but there was no glass, there was no nothing. It was super hot, bro, everything, you feel me? I'm out here hard hat, getting it, you know what I'm saying?
Up,
man, it's crazy, man, for real.
That's what's up, bro. Like, and that has to be remembered. I'm glad you said that, like, because it's just like, it's so much history here, and it's like, we can't take that away from us. Like with our people, we got to stop plaguing ourselves with the slave narrative. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, no, we actually really are building. We've been brick masons. You know what I mean? Just like we built up Spain in 711 AD into 1492, and we built up Timbuktu, and we built up the east coast of Africa and the west coast of
Everybody
Africa.
always want to talk about Egyptians, and like it's like, man, come on, man, we are Egyptians.
We is
man.
the Egyptians.
That's us, man.
You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah,
real
for
life,
sure.
In real life, a good book is Wonderful Ethiopians by Drusilla Dungy Houston, 1926. You know what I'm saying? That's when that came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's love.
And so it's like, when you want to really know your history, read 1926. And it's going to show you that the Indians, the Cherokee, we descendants of the Mayans and the Aztecs and stuff. Like, surely they stretched, if they was in South Mexico, surely there'd be in North America. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Darrell Q, surely. You know what I mean? So it's like we all connected, and even in Canada. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. We everywhere, man.
Yeah, that's
we
it.
Everywhere.
So this is our home. They call this India, superior.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So
I love that, man. So what else you got here? Let's see, we done went through these. What else you got?
The Scots and Irish. This book, bro, I came across this actually in Chattanooga, and the first page I turned to was 212. Hell yeah! You see, they got the city.
Word. Right there.
There.
Yes, sir.
And then they got Philly, the Philadelphia Wagon Road. You feel what I'm saying? So
Word.
and I had been doing research on. Actually, did an article on that joint through my publishing company a while ago because I had heard. I actually traveled the Philadelphia Wagon. I didn't know I was traveling Highway 81 in modern times. You feel what I'm saying? You go to get to Philly from the Trefoil.
That's crazy.
Long live Jig, you know what I'm saying? Jig lived in Philly and the Trefoil, you know what I'm saying? But it's
Long live all our fallen, man.
For sure, man.
All of them, man.
Yes,
For sure.
sir. So, like, there's a lot of history with that. Like, the connection with Philadelphia to the Trefoil is the Philadelphia Wagon Road. Shout out to Freeway Philly. I met Freeway Philly when I was in Philly.
Word.
Yeah, so you travel that road. It's an ancient Indian road is what that is. And so that has a lot to do with the Scot and Irish, because when they came here, they had to travel these roads to know about this great historic city with them sons of David in it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got King County, you got Surrey County. Look up Queen Elizabeth I and where she was from. You feel what I'm saying? And then you look at Surrey County right next to Forsyth County, and right in between that you got King. You know what I'm saying? Who was the king? Surely David was the king, and the next county down was David's son. You know what I'm saying? The son of David. So it's like all of these counties is our original districts, and this is Shalom or Salem. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like Jerusalem. Before it was Jerusalem in the Bible, they referred to it as Salem, and the king was Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this book. This is them doing research on it. You know what I'm saying? So it takes us, like, I hope that people can watch this, Doug, and like, look, I want to do more research.
For sure.
I want. He's saying this, like, let me go. He got the reference points. You know what I mean? That's why I brought the books. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, because everybody always want to see the facts. See the proof. Like the proof is out here. You got to go find it. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
What we got? The Jew and Negro. You know what I'm saying? This was written by a European, one of those Scots Irish. He was from North Carolina.
Word.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
If you look up this author, his name is Arthur Talmadge Abernethy. I'm gonna put it up there so y'all can see. Yeah. That's what he looked like, and he's from North Carolina.
Word.
He's from the mountains, and this is what he's writing about. Don't that look like Jomo?
Yeah.
Hey, we cutting up. Yeah, look, they got Jomo on the cover, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Coach Jomo on the cover.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Man. So, this is just, a little bit.
And then I see you got my boy, man, Napoleon Hill.
Man.
Definitely got to get anything with his name on it, for sure.
Man, this is so inspirational. I got this sign from his foundation.
Word.
This is the Napoleon Hill Foundation. I just got this week. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dr. Dudley, who's actually on the Napoleon Hill board. You know what I mean? And he handed this book to me personally. You know what I mean? It's by Don Green, who is the executive of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And that's inspirational to me because it's like, I'm an author. I read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and I feel like I represent what he represents. You know what I'm saying? Napoleon Hill. And so, like, he been long gone, but his book's still here. He got other people under his foundation producing books, handing books to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so it's like,
shout out to you. You put me on his that Think and Grow Rich, man, and that's definitely where I then got that from, man. Napoleon Hill, definitely a must-read author, man.
Yes,
Think and Grow
sure.
Rich. Yeah, man. And this Millionaire Mindset is definitely a good read for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. That one was supposed to come out in 1938, but it dropped in 2011.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Like 2011, Outwitting the Devil came out, but when you read it, you're gonna see that it's rich from 1938, and like he having conversations with the devil, and the devil tell him like, if you put this out in 1938, ain't nobody gonna read it. So what he do? He like, all right, bet we gonna release it in 2011. Then that's the type of that's why I like writing again too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not writing to right now. You're writing to
the future.
The future. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? So that's another.
You know, my son can read these books, and you know what I'm saying, really pull some real knowledge for him. Like, you know, our kids, and you know, and just let that thing continue to grow, man. Like, that's definitely powerful for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, where the inspiration comes for the Book of Rhymes, and you know that motivation, because now you got the first book out. You know, that's already. You know, you got your feet in the water, you know, so what made you take that next step and be like, all right, this is going to be, you know, the next way I go? Because
when you write, like, I didn't know I was writing in poetry, you feel what I'm saying? But, because I write so different, like, it's not like your tip, like, when you read my rhymes and my writs and my books, you might start rhyming from it. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like, the way I talk is so non-traditional. Yeah. That's why it was so hard for me to find an editor. Yeah. You feel me? So, like, I'm like, dang, bro. Like, damn. Like, for real? Like, I feel like Picasso with these lines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was like, books like the I'm dropping pounds, break it down, back it up, these crack rocks, keep them coming back like blue magic. My shit, yeah. Like, I'm like, it's feeling like, it, though. And so, like, that's when I discovered that I was poet, you know what I mean? I'm like, wow. So I was reading, the inspiration from that came from Jay-Z, Decoded. So when I was reading and I was seeing how he crafted that joint, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're definitely a big Hov fan. Always been a big Hov fan.
For sure. Like, so I had that Decoded, and that joint really inspired me. Like, the aesthetics, the way he was making things stand out, the way he was breaking down the rhymes. And I'm like, my lyrics is like on some next level type joint. So I'm like, you know, I want to break it down so that a kindergartner can understand it. Facts. But I got to doing it, and it was like so many rhymes, and it's 193 pages. So I'm like, bro, let me just tell the story. You know what I'm saying? So
make it all
I mixed it all in one. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how Book of Rhymes was crafted. You know what I mean? And I dropped that when I was living in Charlotte back in 2018. It's crazy. It's been 5 years now.
Time flying, bro.
Yeah.
Time is flying, bro. You know what? COVID really made it feel like time slowed down for a little minute. I think that's what the big thing. Like, when COVID hit, like, bro, literally everything just kind of like stopped. You know, everybody in the house, and, you know, people ain't really working, and it's just, you know, a lot going on. So, like, you know, that's probably what it is, because it felt like that to me too. Like, dang, bro, like, it's really 2018 felt like so long ago, bro, because so much happened from 2020 till now, like. But it's crazy though. We starting off right, man. We getting this year off right, man.
That's it, man.
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And y'all definitely support my brother. Like, if you doing anything positive, and you know what I mean, you on a podcast, definitely reach out to Family Highly Favored Sports, and where else on the
I got everything, bro. We got High Yield Productions, which what we on now. I got my Highly Favored, which is my sports page. I got my Soul Addiction, my sneaker page. Yeah, man, you know, we trying to grow, because I'm eventually gonna merge all my stuff into ours. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because, like, my boy already knows somebody else that's an author too. You know what I'm saying? And we were trying to get with them. Like I said, this is really, you know, gonna be that help us get over that hump. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people talk that game, but they don't really put the action behind it. So, like, that's why we even started it as a whole anyway, because, you know, I was putting him onto the stocks and putting him onto real estate and all that, all these gyms and Turo and everything. And then he like, bro, for real, like, all right, I'm going to pull up and we're going to chop it up. And I'm showing him, like, what my stock, you know, portfolio look like. And I'm showing him everything that I'm doing. And he like, bro, we gotta collab. And then that's what it came down to. So, you know, we're trying to grow and just take this to a whole nother level and expose people's talents, man. Figure out, artists of any kind, bro. Like, I got some rappers, we got some, if you a writer or if you anything, do nails, hair, whatever, you got your own business, you got your own line of goals and actual direction, you come holler at us and we gon' put that exposure out here and get you out here, man.
That's it. I wanted to give some drop on this last track.
Yeah.
This the one that published in 2021. It's Mutazier in Arabic, you know what I mean? And like, we the original Arabs. When you look up the etymology of Arab, it go back to rabbi, you know what I'm saying? And rabbi is them Jews. We are the Jews. We is the sons of David. But anyway, this is talking about transportation. And like, transportation is so crucial. Like, bro, when I tell you, like, we ship everything, like, from soda cans, like Canada Dry, like before they cap them, like, we send the aluminum cans to the Canada Dry warehouse for them to put the actual soda in it to cap them. We ship solar panels. We done ship solar panels to the deserts of Texas. We done got freight out of, like, literally a block over from the Rio Grande, which is the Texas border, down in Laredo, like, coming to the Trefo, Linville Road. You know what I mean? So what this book is talking about is how you can build wealth in transportation. You know what I mean? It's called Mutazier, which translates to the science of distribution, to study distribution, like from a cosmic level, you know what I mean? Because stuff is coming literally from the cosmos right now as we speak into the planet. And then that's where the distribution start of anything, whether you hauling tobacco, like my family come from a tobacco tribe. Like, we was pushing tobacco, you know what I mean, since before the 1600s. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this what this state of North Carolina was built off of,
for sure.
You know what I mean? And this book drop on it. The Scott Irish, it talk about, like, in Scotland and Ireland, they can't really grow crops like that, how we can here in Carolina. So King George and King James and all of them, who was Negroes, sent their subjects here for commerce purposes, to be highwaymen, to get licensed to be carpenters, to do contracts. And so that's what the Virginia Company was about. But before all of that, we was the ones that was, again, go back to the Indians and the indigenous tribes. Like, in the Trefo, you got the Saponi Indians, you got the Sherrall. North of here, you can see the Sherrall Siouan mountain lines, where Hanging Rock is at. In Guilford County, we doing work with a tribe, the Occaneechi tribe, you know what I mean, which was a branch of the Saponi. And we had a whole bunch of tribes that was here down near Charlotte. That's where you get the Catawba tribes and stuff like that. And so, like, what this is talking about is just really how, like, the Department of Transportation is ran by the Indians. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the game for like 10 years now, so I see it firsthand. Most of the truck drivers look like us.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
And like, most of the people that's invested in the industry, look, it's a lot of our people that's in transportation, but it's like, I published this doing based off of a curriculum I did in 2020, just educating people on, dispatching and all that, and how that they can, like, again, like, outside of a 401k and the regular investment packages, the river, whatever you put your stocks,
your retirement,
like,
funds or whatever, however you want to do it.
This is another cash flow instrument, and it's to tell you about how it can be just that. You know what I'm saying? Getting distribution, taking it to the next level. Like, even if you want to get real estate and buy a warehouse, like, there's a demand for that. We have a supply for the demand in the industry.
Yeah.
Us specifically, we got books. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like just challenging our people to think on a bigger level when it comes to, commercial real estate. And it's out here for you. It's not like the commercial real estate is only for the white man. Man, it's for whoever got a will and a desire and a aspire and the fire and tires, my nigga.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure. And I definitely wanted to get into that too with you. I knew you was doing the trucking thing, you know what I'm saying? So tell me a little bit about, like, how you even got into the transportation thing as a...
It come from, like, my uncles and them, like, they used to run up and down through Detroit and Louisville and, you know what I'm saying, the Midwest and all that. Long live my Uncle Nate, you know what I mean? Like, the Gene Snyder Highway and that, you know what I'm saying, that outer loop out in Louisville, like, you know what I mean? Like, he told me coming down 65 going down to Indiana, like what a gator was, you know what I'm saying? Like a gator is when you going down the highway and you hear drrrr on the truck. Like, so it's like I come from a trucking background, and like, you know, here, like, you know, it's like deep, dog, but like I just pretty much wanted to come in, and like coming out of college, you know, I was like, I want to change operations for the better. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and connect with some legit sources so that my people who've been in the truck game, you feel what I'm saying, can have like legit work, you know what I'm saying, and opportunity. And it's like, again, these are routes. You know what I mean? You look up the Christ of the Indian Road, published 1927. They talking about right here. They talking about that Great Wagon Road. You feel me? We've been running these joints. And like what Reagan did with Reaganomics was like, he really plagued the streets, the ghettos, and like across America, like so that we could not take advantage of what was already rightfully ours. And so like now, just learning, I came in the game in 2017 and just connected with my soldiers, and we just been like, I took I took the street smarts and mixed it with what I was learning on the business side at the university and put them and paralleled them together. And that kind of like literally, actually, I got invited to a speaking engagement down in Charlotte right after I released the alarm clock. And the lady, Miss Bridget Taylor, I'm gonna shout her out. She was like, Taylor Made Trucking. She was like, can you come to my event? We having a Christmas party. And she said, bring your books. I was like, snap.
Yeah, that's easy.
So I brought her a book. And then like everybody there, they was all in the trucking industry. All of our people.
Yeah.
And women, you know what I'm saying?
I'm seeing a lot more women drivers and women truck.
Yeah,
you know,
like, but these actually the one like behind it. I'm like, yo. So it was a sister, she was literally sitting on her laptop, and I was asking her what she was doing. She said, working. I said, who you work for? She said, myself. I said, what you do? She said, I dispatch trucks. I was like, how? She said, I use the DAT board. I said, what is that? She said, hold on, I'm gonna give you a plug. Plug me in right there. Like, when I tell you, I looked on there, and I ain't really seen no large numbers in my life, dog. Like, but I seen 3,000, 5,000. I ain't know what these numbers was. I just seen the number. I'm like, yo, what is that? And then that really turned me on to the market. And so what I did was I took this load board and I brought it back to my people because they had the trucks, but they didn't have to work. So now we had to work, and we just been running literally ever since, you know what I'm saying, and getting plugged in. So I've been learning the ins and outs, like from the top to the bottom, like traveling, like I done been all the way from Miami to Maine, and you know what I'm saying, like Memphis, like, you know what I mean, like all over. Like Memphis is like one of the biggest hubs in the country. Like Memphis, if you got trucks, Memphis gonna make you rich. Straight up. Shout out to Gotti and them. You know what I mean? Like,
shout out to Memphis, man.
Like for real. So it's like, you know, that's kind of what drove my inspiration. So I'm like, now this is I got my niche. Yeah. Like this is my niche. I don't want to go outside of my niche. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay in my, and it ain't been no easy journey, bro. Like it's a lot just being young, and you know what I mean? Like me and my pops in business together, like it's not easy. My sister, like she's in business with us. Like we really just trying to change the narrative for, you know, the babies. You know what I mean? Yeah. Create a blueprint for the babies. Yeah. You know, I'm just going out. I'm putting myself on the front line first to see what work, what don't work. Yeah. So like when I present it to my people, like it's accurate, it's solid. I know for a fact if you apply the principles, you're gonna be successful. So that's kind of like tying the transportation into the publishing. You know what I'm saying? So I just took everything I've been learning, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people out here that's regurgitating information on the internet. They watch somebody else's course and then they go try to teach it without actually getting their hands. And, you know what I mean? Actually talking. Some people running trucking companies never even talk to the truck driver. Like, no, like we in the truck with the truck drivers. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like we in the trenches with the truck drivers. Like we with them. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we support them. Like my classification in the trucking industry is a foreign diplomat. You know what I mean? So it's like we in the position to override the authorities that try to shut our guys down. Like if they try to, like in Maryland, you know what I mean? It's a crazy hub in Maryland. They just try to shut you down. But we already now where we at in the game is we working with the DOT to let them know that these is the chiefs of the land. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all can't mess with them. You know what I mean? Because it don't work like that, and that's protected in the Constitution, Article 6. You know what I'm saying?
Knowledge, man. Knowledge. I love it, bro. I love it. So the trucking, I like, man, it's crazy how you say that, though, because, like, it just circles back around to what I was saying earlier, bro, about finding your passion. Like, once you find that, like, it's like you already know trucks like the back of your hand. Like, that's what got me into sports. Like, you know, sports, bro, can't nobody tell me nothing about no basketball, you know, no football. Like, you know, I done been there, done that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, why, what else would I can't go talk about, you know, hockey. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've never put on no blades before in my life, you feel me? So definitely coming from experience, you know, and definitely doing that, man, is real powerful, bro. That's why I wanted to get you on here. You know, you part of the whole thing that got me into the whole entrepreneur thing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That. You know, we had to talk. You probably don't even remember. It's like 2019, actually, around the time when I started my LLC. And you was telling me about yours and how to do it and what I need to go to, bro. And I did just that, bro. And I did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've had it. I'm trying to grow it. You know, and eventually we're gonna turn this into an LLC, HYP Productions LLC, and it's just gonna be that, bro. And we're gonna, like I said, create that network and just try to grow this, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's love, man. I really admire that, for real. Man,
and I admire you to actually. Because I say a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? I put a lot, like, even on my social media, I just be putting information out there, you know what I mean, resources, but it's like, it's about who's going to be the one who takes this to the next level. Like, when I receive information, I can't just sit on it.
Right.
I actually got to act on it. Like,
right.
The Scott Irish book, I was down in Atlanta. I found books on Winston-Salem in Atlanta and Lenox. You know what I'm saying? The Atlanta Vintage Bookstore, like, it's been so, I mean, I can't even describe, like, so, like, a lot of our people haven't even left the city. Like, it's so much wealth in this city, and it's because of us. You know what I mean? The mountain line that separates Tennessee from North Carolina is called the Unagas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's from Unagas, that's from us. You know what I'm saying? We is the Unagas. And so, like, Tennessee used to be a part of Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, it's written in their Constitution. Look up the Tennessee State Constitution, written in 1761. It'll tell you in Article 1, Section 31, that they see, and in their preamble, that they come from North Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? And I got books on it that talk about that shit went from Tennessee all the way to Los Angeles. So we all, and it's because of the tribes. It's not because of the white man. You know what I'm saying? It's because of the tribes that was already here. You feel me? Like, I got the seal from North Carolina going back to the 1500s. And they got the chiefs with the chiefess, because South Carolina was ran by women. You know what I'm saying? So that's masculine and feminine. And Kemet, what they try to take us away from here and take us over there, they call it upper and lower Kemet, semi-toi. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Infudisi, the spirit of the Magi. You feel me? So it's like, this is home. The same principles that apply as above, I like to say it like this, like, as above, so below, as east, so west. So as over there, so over here. It wasn't like this was empty space over here when they came over here. Right. And it's just like, we're going to just build, like, nah. Yeah, man, that's why. We still building. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, bro. You know? Yeah, bro. Ignorance is so bliss, man. That's why, you know, we trying to get this message out here, man, and really put something to people, man. Put that fire up under some asses, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so much talent out here that could have been. You know, we talk about a lot of people from back in the day, like, damn, bro, I remember when he was crazy, bro. He's supposed to be somewhere else. Like, nah, man, we got to put this into our future, to the kids, man, and really give them that fire to really take off and be better than us and grow this even more stronger than what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's crazy, bro, to be on a video game or watching TV, bro, and to see somebody from the city, bro, like that excitement, bro. You know what I'm saying? That thrill, bro. We got to get more of it. Yeah, shout out to Harry Giles, man. Shout out to CP3. Shout out to everybody, man. From KJ.
KJ, yeah, matter of fact, I go interview KJ tomorrow, bro. You know what I'm saying? My boy KJ finna go play in Germany, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. I'm finna interview KJ tomorrow, but he from my sports page, you know what I'm saying? So y'all stay tuned for that.
Trent, God give the hands out.
My boy
saying?
Trent, hey, he went my hood, bro. 4300, man. Shout out to the gang, man. Grove shit,
that's
man.
What's up, man? Trent from this side, and he out in Compton, knock him out Slade. That's out in Compton, man.
Yeah, man.
You feel what I'm saying? He doing his thing. Like, I mean, like Trent came. Like when we graduated, I went to Winston State, and Trent, we was together every day.
Word.
So it's like, you know, from Pampers, like, you know what I mean? My name Quentin, his name Trent, like we 2 weeks apart, you know what I mean? But when we graduated, we both, instead of going to beach week, me and Trent went to LA. And he loved it so much, he was like, bro, I'm about to move out here. And he been out there ever since, man. Right. So it's like, you know, we out here, like, that's what I call a foreign diplomat. You know what I mean? Anybody that can make it out the city and still rep the city, you know what I'm saying, and rep your hood and where you came from and not forget where you come from. You know what I mean? Like, I've been out the city for 2 years, but I'm still here on 5th Street. This used to be my old bus route going to OGB on the bus 94, you know what I'm saying? At the top of the hour, like, I would have to leave the library to get to the bus by 5 o'clock to get back to OGB, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you never forget what home is, and you take pride in your home, and don't let nobody else define what your home is.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I got it tatted on me, you feel me? You got to stamp that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just, you feel me? Like, it's real deal love. Like, I real deal love my city despite all the foolishness, all the everything, you know what I'm saying? My boy Wayman, he from Eden, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So him, like, when he like, damn, bro, like, y'all really like, yeah, bro, like, it's love, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real deal love, like.
Shout out to the Northside Clothing Company. Today was my first time shopping there, you know what I'm saying? Like, so shout out
to Rave Runners, man. My boy Mike G, Third, you know what I'm saying? Chris, shout out to, you know, everybody doing their thing, man. Yam Club, you know what I'm saying? We got people trying to do their thing, bro. My boy Mark got his own clothing brand. My boy Charles got his own clothing line. You know what I'm saying? It's we making moves out here, man. So that's why we trying to create this exposure so, you know, people out there in Cali can, you know, shop with, you know, Northside clothing, or, you know what I'm saying? We got to see that out there too, man. We got to see this everywhere.
Shout out to Los, man. You know what I'm saying, in the Ville, you know what I mean? He was born in Louisville, raised in Trefo, went to Jefferson Elementary, went to Meadowlark, well, not Meadowlark, but what's that up the street? He went there, it's in the book. You know what I'm saying? North Forsyth, you know what I'm saying? He went to North Forsyth, Mineral Springs, all of that, you know what I mean? So support my brother. My mom, she had a salon here on the north side, you know what I mean? Back in the day, she did her thing. So it's like, everybody, you know what I mean? It's a legacy. This is the legacy. We come from the Safe Bus Company. We descendants of the founders of the Safe Bus Company. You know what I'm saying? That's our energy. So we got to change the narrative. Stop letting them label us as criminals and inmate. Like they try to tell you who you is because we not speaking up. You know what I'm saying? We got to get on these podcasts and we got to have conversation about who we really is. And that's it, man.
For sure, man. I can't leave it off no better than that, man. That's love, bro.
I gotta stand up.
Yeah, man, for sure, bro. For sure.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity, man.
Yeah, man. I you know, we've been trying to do this for a little minute, man. So I'm glad. I ain't have everything I needed on my end, but this spot was clutch. You know, this was love, man. It's still historic. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, and this same thing with this internet, man. Like, that's why we trying to get our imprint on there too, because that's another thing that's gonna be here forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. Sure. You know, people can go back and watch this video over and over again, bro, and get this knowledge, man. Y'all go come here to the library, man. Come get these books if you in the city. Wherever library you at, man. Contact my boy, you feel me? Of course I'm gonna have his tags down there. You already know it. But yeah, man, we gonna close it out here. I know the library about to close.
Yeah,
so.
We done look. Shout out to Miss Sylvia, man. She got her grace, man. Like she's still working for us, and she not even in here no more, man. That's crazy. Man. Long live Miss Sylvia Hamlin, man. We honor you. God bless you. God bless the legacy that you left behind for us to create this space. You know what I'm saying? That was built by our hands. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Peace to the gods.
For sure, man. Yeah, man. So we out, man. High yield, man. We gone.
So this Miss Sylvia Hamlin right here. This my brother book. OG. Los from the Ville. You know what I'm saying? From the Ville to the Trefo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to 502 to the 336.
For sure.
But this Miss Sylvia right here. My last time seeing Miss Sylvia alive was in this room right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Miss Sylvia, you know, Yvonne, Sprinkle, Hamlin, she's standing there with Miss Maya Angelou. You know, this is her. This really her library. Like, when I heard she passed, I was already getting ready to, like, write the mayor, like, you gotta name this joint, but they already was on it. So it's like this now the Sylvia Sprinkle Hamlin Library, you know what I mean? As of, I think they did it on March 3rd, 2022. She transitioned like around this time last year.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's an honor to be here.